So, this exists. Think that the Star Wars Holiday Special is the centerpiece of your unofficially released Star Wars DVDs? Or how about Turkish Star Wars, or Turkish Star Wars 2? What? Anyway, or maybe you prefer to showcase your copy of Episode 1, The Phantom Edit. Screw all of that. You can throw an asteroid shoe in the middle of any sci-fi convention and find yourself a copy of one of those. What you really want is Warwick Davis in Return of the Ewok. It was probably going to be called Revenge of the Ewok, but they deemed that was too harsh for creatures who cook humans and make musical instruments out of severed heads. I always like to believe that there were heads in those helmets. Return of the Ewok is a 25-minute short film written and directed by David Tomblin, who served as assistant director on Return of the Jedi, as well as the Indiana Jones movies, Superman 1 and 2, and Shaft in Africa. The film was shot during breaks while filming Jedi, but it was never officially released. And you know that if George Lucas is involved with something that was never released, then it's, well, probably not the worst thing his name's been attached to. It has, however, been shown at various Star Wars conventions beginning in 1999, the year that it was first seen by the public, which was also the year that Phantom Menace was released. So insert joke about this not being the worst Star Wars thing released in '99. It's the thing about doing something Star Wars-y on here is that it's so easy to come up with jokes about the prequels. Hell, within the first couple paragraphs I've already written like 5 or 6. In the film, Warwick Davis stars as himself, an up-and-coming actor whose agent gives him an Ewok costume, causing him to roam the sets of Star Wars looking for other Ewoks. And this is only 25 minutes? Hell, Peter Jackson could turn this plot into a 9-hour trilogy! You're safe, Lucas. I threw in a Peter Jackson joke. It was extremely nice of the fans to add credits to this cam bootleg. I'm sure some of the actors wish the same fan would take their names off of the holiday special bootlegs. Before he decides to be an actor, 13-year-old Warwick Davis first tries his hand out at assisting undefeated weightlifting champ Dave Prowse. Undefeated, sure, but he still couldn't even assist killing Alex DeLarge. I don't know about you, but I really hate it when people walk in front of the camera covertly set up to film a movie screen. Next, Warwick tries being a football star, and it's the 80s, so that means you gotta show it in a sports montage. Who am I to make a joke about using copyrighted music in their films? After failing as a goalie, Warwick now decides to be an actor in the new Star Wars film. And soak it up, because these clips represent the best quality in this entire short.
You alright, Luke?
Just need a breather.
Go, Mike, you can do it!
Weird, why didn't Lucas keep in this scene, which clearly explains that Luke and Vader were fighting in what appears to be a downtown studio office building. Wouldn't have been the worst thing added to the special editions. Warwick gets an appointment with an agent, which becomes troublesome since he can't reach the elevator buttons. Because he's short. Hang on, is that a balloon or a tennis racket? Who the hell carries a tennis racket into the theater? I know that we've always wanted to use something to hit tomatoes at the screen, but really, hitting them with a tennis racket, I mean, that's just gonna create an even bigger mess.
I'm Warwick, and I want a job.
A job? I handle some of the biggest stars in show business, and you want a job in?
Haven't gotten your fill of short references in yet, have you?
What can you do?
I can play small parts.
Nope, guess not. Although I do know what it's like to be at a convention and have people come up to you and say, "Huh, I thought you'd be taller." The audience here really seems to be into it when a certain mask shows up. Woo! Fan service! I hope he looks at the camera and says groovy for no reason. The agent assigns him the role of Wickett the Ewok, whose costume looks to be in the same kind of shitty box that probably stored the geek costume in. And with his Wickett costume all set up, he finally gets to do what we've all dreamed of doing, bugging Harrison Ford in his hotel room at 8 in the morning. What's that? Thought I heard knocking. Oh, you're shorter and hairier than the girl in the picture. I'm too drunk for this shit right now. Let's go pawn you off to the guy from Corvette Summer.
Hi. Mark, you know anything about Ewoks?
Just get through these lines as fast as possible, Mark. Then it'll be over quicker.
Better yet, now we can settle that lifelong bet on whether or not Carrie Fisher sleeps in the gold bikini.
Yeah, that sounds great. Java's Pulse. That's on stage 8 of that break.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye. May the boys be with you.
Well, now that this is done, tell me, what was it like on the set of Britannia Hospital?
I think I'd rather wait for the Blu-ray edition of this scene where they make Jabba's palace door bigger.
Hey, who are you?
Please, sir, I'm an Ewok.
What do you want? What do you want?
I've come for a job.
What's wrong with him over there?
That is not what Salacious Crumb sounds like. It's almost like this thing didn't even go through post-production. And while everyone else may have been playing themselves, the droids and the Wookiees are real, damn it.
Could you tell me where stage 8 is, please?
Oh? Stage 8? Over there. No, it's not.
Jabba the Hutt's palace.
Oh, my. Oh.
You put me in this costume so I could play with a teddy bear before lunch break? Is it too late for David Lynch to direct this? Oh yeah, and you know there's gotta be a dance scene. If it doesn't have Diane Carroll or Itchy the Wookiee jerking off, then dancing has no place in questionable Star Wars canon. Throughout this, it is jarring to see the weird transitions between obvious bootleg and regular-looking movie footage. It's like in 1 second it goes from a snuff film to a Joe D'Amato movie that's probably about snuff films. What's also jarring is that the actors who were normally dubbed in the films never had their voices dubbed in this film.
Ewok!
Well, it sounds less badass if you say it like that. And this is not the time to bug David Prowse before he's had his scotch.
It's funny he hasn't got a desk or telephone or anything, but I suppose he is an executive.
Don't say that too fast or Family Guy will make a reference out of it. Too late.
Crikey! Darth Vader!
Ewok. What are you doing, mighty man? Come back, Ewok. Come back, Ewok.
He didn't scream out, "No!" So I'm surprisingly okay with this. Same with 3PO's keen negotiation skills.
Of course, if it was just me, it wouldn't matter, but Artu feels that we should have our own electrician. The last one used alternating current. Imagine, Artu was walking backwards for a week. And if we could have our own dressing room, Artu's batteries do take up a great deal of space.
I'm completely buying into this, that the droids are real. How else would you explain how they weren't aged in the prequels? If anything, they looked younger, and sometimes more computer-generated.
I know you have problems, so perhaps I could see your master. I'm sure George Lucas would understand. He's always treated me just like a human being. And
Yeah, it was only the CGI you that he had hanging from a lava bucket. Damn it, will the audience please silence themselves? I'm trying to enjoy the witty banter. By the way, this door is worth a lot of money on eBay now that a Revenge of the Jedi sign has touched it. The meeting is interrupted though, clearly when a Gamorrean reaches the part in the script where he's been eaten by the Rancor. Don't worry dude, it could be worse. You could have been eaten by the Rancor in After Earth. There's only one person who knows where Warwick, or Wickett, or Warwick as Wickett. Anyway, there's only one person who knows where he can find other Ewoks. And that person is the set director. What? Oh, it's make-believe? Oh, okay. It's Yoda.
Ewoks come from the green moon of Endor.
Where is that, Yoda?
In a galaxy far, far away.
But how do I get there?
On the table. Your galactic passport and ticket.
Yoda really does have the best travel agent. A one-way ticket to the Dagobah system only cost him a piece of silver and the promise that he would never do that frog fighting shit ever again.
No Ewoks.
No Ewoks? I think that's racist. Lucky for him, he changes into his Bo Svensson from Thunder Warrior gear. Now he's able to get on the plane.
Gee, I'm sorry. All the Ewoks live there.
But I am an Ewok!
You don't look like an Ewok.
I'm in disguise to avoid quarantine!
I see.
Yes, humor the kid who clearly is having an identity crisis. Best thing about this bootleg is that the stock footage doesn't look any different from the other footage. Unfortunately for him, he took the wrong shuttle and ended up in Jonestown. It's sort of like Endor, except instead of getting set on fire, you just get your balls shocked. Hey, I wonder if they were all on the same flight.
Sorry to startle you, but I'm still lost. Could you please tell me where the Ewok village is?
You ruined our take, kid. Your god C-3PO's very disappointed in you.
This is depressing because a sad Wicket doesn't look much different than a happy Wicket.
I must have walked miles. Haven't seen a sign of life. I wonder if there are such things as Ewoks. Just imagine, I might be the only Ewok in the world.
Oh, there's a lot of fans out there who probably wish you were the only Ewok. Me personally, though, I've got nothing against the Ewoks. As I've said a few other times, they were gonna cook and eat Han and Luke. I'm not fucking with them. Whoa, what's this now? Did he find the other Ewoks? I can't really tell because the screen's a little dark, so I'm just gonna add this music. Just as I suspected. They ate him. Actually, he gets his wish by joining the battle on Endor and getting his ass set on fire. Hehehe, slapstick. There you have it, the story of how Warwick Davis ended up in Return of the Jedi. I think they may have embellished some of the details. But at least his real-life parents were there to pick him up after the film quality goes schizo again.
Hello, Mum. Hello, Dad.
Where on earth have you been?
I've been in a movie. A likely story, young man. Just wait till we get you home. But it's true.
And then they made it home just in time for Life Day. Sure. I like how they don't believe him, like he normally just runs away into the middle of the woods for no reason. Why couldn't they made a companion piece like this showing him dressed as the leprechaun going through the hood, into space, then back to the hood, all while looking for other leprechauns? Return of the Ewok is a silly little film, but it is a bit less embarrassing and shorter than the holiday special. Or maybe it's just the original pilot for Life's Too Short. I'm not sure why it wasn't released, possibly because everyone kept dropping the title Revenge of the Jedi all throughout it, but its lack of release certainly gives it a curiosity factor, though if it did have a release, it'd probably be just dismissed as a cheesy little featurette, nothing more, nothing less. Though it does finally give me the courage to release that footage of me in a Darth Vader mask bugging everyone in their hotel room during To Boldly Flee, asking where the set of the Confederate zombie porno was. I'm kidding, that doesn't actually exist. That's stupid.
'Cause you're the joke